Hi guys, welcome back to the news. Godwin Emefiele's plea bargain sets the social media on fire. Nigerians are already expressing their outrage over the plea bargain sought by Godwin Emefiele, the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, in the criminal suit filed against him by the federal government. Social media is already, growing wild with reactions from Nigerians who express their disappointment over the move by Emefiele to escape justice. They want the suspended governor to be tried and face the full wrath of the law. And we know Emefiele is currently facing a 20-count charge before the Federal Capital Territory Court for alleged procurement fraud to the tune of 6.9 billion conspiracy and providing corrupt benefits to his accomplice. And he could be jailed for 5 years without the option of a fine if found guilty. But with the move to settle out of court, Emefiele may not face any custodial sentence. My country people, Godwin Emefiele has been, running front and back, trying to set things in order, and has also tried to seek for a plea bargain. Yes, so my country people, and the deal has begun. Godwin Emefiele now is exploring a plea bargain deal with the federal government. And as it be like this so, the embattled governor was scheduled to be arraigned in the FCT court on Wednesday alongside his co-defendant Saduta Yaro and her business, April 1616 Investment Limited, but they were absent. All other parties were also missing. The case was neither listed in the cause list. The arraignment, initially scheduled for August 17th, was stalled due to the absence of Yaro. But it was gathered that discussions are already on for a plea bargain between Emefiele and his co-defendant and the federal government. As we all know, a plea bargain is a negotiated agreement between a prosecutor and a defendant, whereby the defendant pleads guilty. The defendant here is Godwin Emefiele. He is pleading guilty to a lesser offense or one of the multiple charges in exchange for some, concession by the prosecutor. Usually a more, lesser sentence or the dismissal of other charges. It is contained in the Section 270 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. We know that Godwin Emefiele has a 20-count charge filed against him by the federal government. So Godwin Emefiele now has resorted to seeking for a plea bargain so as to make, his sentence lesser. His main intent is just to, reduce all the multiple count charges that has been filed against him. Suleiman Yahaya, partner at A.O. Alori Aje and Co. Chambers, explained that the law was crafted purposely for the defendants not to waste the court's time and resources to go into full trial. The defendant then pleads guilty. The only penalty they can give to the defendant is to forfeit the proceeds of the crime. So Godwin Emefiele now, in Godwin Emefiele's case, all the money he allegedly embezzled, he will refund back to the government. And in doing that, they won't give him a custodial sentence. Instead, they will ask him to pay a fine instead of going to prison. So reacting, citizens, Nigerians have insisted that Emefiele must be punished. Their frustration stems from the hardship they endured during the new Naira policy introduced by the suspended governor. They've described the plea bargain as a game of the rich to escape justice, which continues to fuel corruption in the country. The first person said, "Oh no plea bargain. Emefiele must go to jail. Perhaps that will serve as a detriment to others. The federal government should not enter a plea bargain with Emefiele. Though the backing of his godfather, this feeble-minded man suffered the majority of Nigerians. Businesses collapsed, and some paid supreme prices. Enough of a plea bargain. Sinners must pay for their sins. This is now the order of the day. Steal 5 billion, enter a plea bargain, negotiate and return 3 billion. These rich folks have mastered the game. The more they steal, the more chances they have to escape justice. Another citizen reacts, no plea bargain of any sort. Emefiele broke all rules, from using Nigerians' money to finance his presidential ambition, weakening the entire country monetarily, and then mismanaging our monies on a colossal scale. What plea bargain? He belongs in jail just like some others. This man messed up with the economy and the naira. Let him face the music. What about people who died during the naira scarcity due to his policies? People walked naked begging for their own money to feed their families. Another Nigerian said the plea bargain should be scrapped to make people face the consequences of their actions. Please, this bargain is dubious. I don't know how it was smuggled into our laws. To me, a plea bargain is like an agreement, and is a way of strengthening and institutionalizing corruption in this country. Out of the court, that means nobody will go down. All his atrocities will be covered. Case closed. Naija. Emefiele has something about Tinubu and other APC criminals that may be exposed in court. So the FG wants to save face. And they are hiding to tell us why the central bank governor cannot mention his accomplice. We understand the game. A former Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, who preferred to remain anonymous, said, "Our ruling elite have worked out the bigger the amount stolen, the more likely you are to walk away with a good chunk of your loot after a plea bargain." A plea bargain simply means a lesser sentence or immunity from prosecution anywhere else. So here it is a statutory sanctioned basis for negotiating how much stolen money the thief will keep. In this case, we can safely assume that Emefiele is probably making a strong case for a plea bargain. He ran a racket, and every racketer has a little notebook with names on it. The book is his calling card. So my country people, Godwin Emefiele has a lot of offences. So the federal government had initially charged Godwin Emefiele with possessing firearms, but asked the Federal High Court in Lagos to withdraw the charges following its investigation. And then the federal government now, filed a fresh 20-count charge. A fresh 20-count charge against Godwin Emefiele. So, if found guilty of this charge, Godwin Emefiele could be sentenced to 5 years imprisonment without an option of a fine. So with all this going on, Godwin Emefiele has a lot of cases, a lot of charge on his neck. But then, my country people, he's trying to look for a way out by pleading for, by going for a plea bargain. So guys, I'm dropping here. What are your thoughts on this? Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you.